Right. That's the word. All right. Well, son, Chris, clap it up. We in the building. The One West News Desk. Understand. Bringing all the news, local, national, and international news. And we bringing this to your feed because your feed going to give you a bunch of garbage.
Right.
Your feed going to give you what? Cardi B. What else? I don't even know. A bunch of trash.
Housewives,
and
all of that old bull.
And the list goes on.
Right.
So we'll get into this. Again, this is our school EPK slot on West 125th Street of New York. We are under commander here. I've been teaching the troops since 1969. The so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are in fact the true biblical Jews, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
I understand. This is the One West News Desk. I'm Captain Siparia, along with
Officer Mathum.
And we're going to bring
You see that down?
I got you. That was my bad. Are we back on? We're going to bring out this first article.
All right, bringing out this first article, man. This is the reason why we shouldn't cooperate with our oppressor, man. This is a crazy article right here. This is an article about Chauncey Billups and a couple of other basketball players. And this is, and you know, sometimes you got to ask yourself, when is enough enough? You understand what I'm saying? We get to the point where we getting money or we financially set, and then we have to hook up with our oppressor and we have to get more by any means. You understand what I'm saying? This is a crazy article right here. And the thing with this article is when something negative happens, no matter who gets caught, we are always the face of the negative thing. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, check this out. It says X-ray tables, hidden cameras, detect in rigged poker games linked to the mob and the NBA. You understand? And the NBA. The problem with it, right, is, like I said before, whenever something negative, and this is a big negative right here, you understand? They make us the face of that negative thing. You understand? Chauncey Billups was one of the most upstanding brothers playing basketball in the NBA through the late 90s into the early 2000s. Upstanding. You understand what I'm saying? And now he's the face of the very thing that our oppressor has been letting ride for years and years and years. And this is the crazy thing, right? The crazy thing is, and matter of fact, let's get into this article so we can really dig into it, right? It says more than 30 people were indicted on charges related to rigged high-dollar poker games that allegedly involve NBA stars and organized crime families. And the problem is, right, they have known about these organized crime families since the 1920s. This is nothing new. These organized crime is the same crime families. Nothing has changed, and they know exactly where these crime families are. But guess who they showed as the face of one of the worst things that could happen, allegedly, you understand, in sports and, you know, and poker games. You understand? Let's read this article. It says, let me go back. It says U.S. court in Orlando, Florida on Thursday, FBI Director Kash Patel said an investigation has led to the arrest of about 30 people, including Miami Heat's guard Terry Rozier, the Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups, in relation to an alleged illegal gambling scheme. Now, listen, out of 30 people, they picked two brothers to be the face. And every time you hear this, these are the faces that you're going to see. And again, this is the reason why we should not involve ourselves with the oppressor, because we know at the foundation of this whole thing, it's our oppressor. I'm going to get into this article. Card reading contact lenses, X-ray poker table, card reading lenses. That's crazy. Card reading lenses, X-ray poker tables, trays of poker chips that read cards, hack shuffling machines, and predicted hands. Now, just with that alone, we know that we didn't bring that in. We know we didn't have anything to do with that side right there. You understand? And the whole thing to it is the whole poker scheme is this equipment right here. This is the number one thing right here that makes it so illegal. You understand what I'm saying? But again, they make us the face of the whole thing. Out of 30 people, they only named the two brothers. You understand?
It's not a name. If I could just add, you talking about a crime family, and when these movies come out, and when the Netflix get a hold of it, and all these, they're going to glorify just like they did with Sopranos.
Right.
What's the other Italian movie? Sopranos is the big one.
The Godfather.
The Godfather.
The Godfather 2, the whole trilogy.
The whole thing.
You understand?
They glorify these Edomite family, this Italian family,
right?
And then make us the face of the crime.
When the whole thing goes, Salaki.
Look at the terminology they using in the article.
Right.
They directly pointing out these two specific brothers were labeled just family. They just got this crime family. No name, no ties, no faces, no pictures. Come on, man.
Salaki, if I make sir. As we get into this article, I want y'all to see where the brothers sit at in the whole article. You understand? You gonna see where they sit at in the whole article, and you're gonna realize that it doesn't make sense that they named them two. But I'm gonna get into it. It says the technology alleged to have been used to execute multi-state rigged poker operations sounds like a straight out of Hollywood, which it is. This is where Hollywood gets all of its movies from. This is where they get all of their ideas for anything that they have in Hollywood. And those were only some of the gadgets that authorities say were used to swindle millions of dollars from unsuspecting victims through rigged, high-dollar underground poker games over more than 5 years. All right. A sprawling indictment unsealed Thursday by the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York charged Chauncey Billups, the head coach of the NBA's Portland Trail Blazers, and Damon Jones, a former NBA player, along with members of the Mafia and dozens of other defendants being part of a conspiracy. Now, noticed again, right? We all know how important it is for a crime family to be indicted on anything, right? The most important names should have been the names of some of those people who were indicted from those crime families. But again, once again, Chauncey Billups and then this other brother, Damon Jones. You understand? A former NBA player. Let's get back into it, right? I'm gonna cut right here. Along with members of the Mafia and dozens of other defendants were being part of a conspiracy. The victims were at the mercy of concealed technology, including rigged shuffling machines and specially designed contact lenses and sunglasses to read the backs of playing cards.
Man, this right here is straight out of a movie. Get your high tech crime movies right here. This is the Italian mob. This is the oppressors gang. They are the real gangsters and criminals of the earth.
Right.
But just like with them breaking out, they trying to make us the face.
Right.
The face of it. This is their scheme.
Right.
Go ahead.
And again, by saying that, right, this is not the first time, and this is not even new technology. Mm-hmm. This is technology that they've been using, and this is why Las Vegas is so successful. This is just because the reason. Second off, the reason why they really bringing this up is because it's underground, and America's not getting a part of it like they want. You understand what I'm saying? It'd be legal if America was getting a piece of the pie. You understand? But it's illegal because they're not. But let's get back into it, right? The victims were at mercy of concealed technology, including rigged shuffling machines and specially designed contact lenses and sunglasses to read the backs of cards. which ensured that victims would lose big, U.S. Attorney Joseph Nocella of Brooklyn said in a statement. Cheating at poker is as old as poker itself, but today wearable tech and nano cameras are putting even upstanding poker players on their guard. The gadgets the defendants used, special contact lenses or eyeglasses that could read pre-marked cards, Nocella said at the news conference, right? He also showed a photo of an x-ray table. Now, I'm saying all of these, I'm speaking about all of this technology because we know we have nothing to do with none of this technology that's being used. Not only that, the poker games were being held by the mafia.
Mhm.
It's not being held by Chauncey Billups or Damon Jones or the other brother that played for the Miami Heat, right? This is mafia establishment with mafia bought equipment. But again, they put our names out there. Not anybody from the mafia family. Damn near don't even say which mafia families they are. And they get ready to say something, but it's going to be real vague. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to skip
Down just one notch to your left. Oh, we can get it.
Listen, it says, let me drop down because it's. I gotta go through this. Defendants use other cheating technology such as poker chip trays, analyzers, which is a poker chip tray that secretly reads cards using hidden cameras, he said. And while marking poker cards so they are visible only with special eyewear is an old trick. New radio frequencies, identifications, and infrared technology have ramped up. Listen, Chauncey Billups and them don't make enough money to do this, to even pay for this kind of technology. You understand? But over some years, if you're doing this kind of gambling over some years, you make lucrative amounts of money, millions upon millions of dollars. And I believe it's multi-millions of dollars per year. You understand what I'm saying? And this scheme and the way all of this is set up, brothers did not set this up. But again, here we go. They're using us as the fake.
The scapegoat. In other words, the scapegoat. Just like, well, if I could, just like they do on the news.
Right.
They got to put us on the forefront of crimes, to save that image. But really, the number one criminal in the earth is the oppressor.
Exactly.
Is the sons and the daughters of the slave master.
Exactly.
This operation is by the devil. Is by the so-called white man. Is by the oppressor, the Italian mafia.
Right.
So yeah.
Technically speaking, many of the devices involved allegedly scam authority detailed Thursday are relatively cheap to manufacture, and Sal Placenta, a gaming security consultant, by the time they reach their customers, however, a cost of industrial shufflers or tables can easily approach $100,000. That's a single table, just the table itself. They got X-ray tables that when you face your cards down, they got cameras under the table, sometimes on the floors, that they can read your cards. They relay from somebody who's in another whole building, relay back and tell them what you got or whatever like that. And this is how they play the hands. Not only that, they have card shufflers that can pick the person who they want to win. So when the cards get shuffled and then the deal starts, they automatically know who's going to have the winning hand. They can set you up enough to let you win a couple of hands, bait you in, and then take everything that you got. They can assure you that you can win, and then they can assure that you lose at the right time. You understand? And they communicating back and forth, because the crazy thing is it's not just one person. And the thing about it is, Chauncey Billups and Damian Jones are not even at these card games. They sending people.
Yeah, they just a small piece of the puzzle. And look, I don't know if it's in this report, but they had things like scanners on their phone.
Yeah.
There was, is it in this report?
Yes.
Go ahead. I know.
No. Go ahead.
It would have something on their phone that will scan the stack of cards and know the exact order of what's in the deck.
Right.
The technology they had was top notch. The games was 100% rigged.
Listen,
100% rigged. This is the Italian Mafia.
they got the shuffler, right? The shuffler is so,
One of them cools.
the shuffler is so on top of technology that, like I said before, when they put the cards in to be shuffled, they can program so that no matter where you sitting at, they can make sure you win or you lose. The person sitting in a particular place will win and lose. 9 times out of 10, when you sitting around with 4 or 5 other people, you're the one that's the fish of the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Oh shit, what did I do? I go. Okay, let me go back. Here we go. You be the fish in the whole game. And you start winning, and then you decide to stay in. Listen, check this out. Defenders use special contact lenses and glasses. Of course, we read that part with pre-marked cards, right? It says he also showed a photo of an X-ray table that could read cards face down on the table because of the X-ray technology.
Dang.
Look, and listen, they got a picture right here of the table right there showing the cards face down. That's face down. And damn near, listen, the picture not even clear, but we can almost look and see what cards that is right there. So imagine them sending pictures and photos and then telling you what they got and who's gonna win and let them win and all of that.
Let them win, or
it's time to take them out. Exactly. It says defendants use other technologies such as poker chip X-ray analyzers, which are poker chip tray that secretly reads cards using hidden cameras, he said. And while marking poker cards so they are visible only with special eyewear, listen, they can mark a card and you have to have a special eyewear to see. You understand? This is crazy. Technology, speaking of many devices involved, alleged scam authorities detailed Thursday are relatively cheap. We read that part already, $100,000. It says casino and gaming securities consultants told NBC News that alleged schemes were possible only because the games were underground in back rooms. There were none of the surveillance tech and reputable casinos used to catch players cheating. A lot of the features which made this scheme so successful would have been ID'd a lot sooner, very quickly in a traditional regulated gaming environment. Listen, more than any other tech, it was the reprogramming of the industrial card shuffler. And this is the problem right here, right? Anytime you have an automatic card shuffler, that's not a good thing anyway. A card shuffler is never going to be good because that's the whole point of them having a card shuffler, so they can control who wins and who doesn't. You understand? They only telling you this because they want you to think that, oh, the card shuffle has been programmed and they reprogrammed it so that they can tell. This is something they use all the time. This is why Las Vegas is still standing. Las Vegas got built when? Back in the 40s? In the 1940s, and prospering all over Las Vegas. Those casinos built Las Vegas. Las Vegas was a desert. And look at it now. More than any other tech was the reprogram of industrial card shuffle, identified in charging documents as Deckmate brand machines that authorities said was key to alleged rigging games. Deckmates are not sold directly to the public, though many used ones can be found on sale online. The one at this high dollar game cited in the indictment could read cards and predict which player had the best hand. Neither Deckmate nor its parent company, Light and Wonder, were implicated in any way Thursday in the indictments. It says a spokesperson for Light and Wonder told News stated that the company was aware of reports about charges against people, but said they were not affiliated with the company. We sell and lease automatic card shufflers and other gaming products and services only to licensed casinos and other licensed gaming establishments. That's a lot.
Mhm.
because the mob gets they stuff, period, straight from whoever's selling.
Come on.
You understand? They ain't gonna go to no secondhand person and get nothing. We all know that. We ain't even in the mob, but we do know that much. You understand?
Come on.
It says the rigged shuffler machines would transmit information about players' hands to an off-site operator, according to prosecutors. The operator would then communicate the information to someone else at the table, dubbed the quarterback. The victim was known as the fish.
Come on.
Here, the high-tech gadget meant the low-tech of a card game. The quarterback might touch the $1,000 poker chip or tap his chin or touch a black chip to indicate who at the table had the best hand. So they communicating right around the table, letting everybody know, oh, he got the best hand, or it's time to get him. You understand what I'm saying? And this is, listen, through this whole thing, right? Listen, through this whole thing, we already read that Chauncey Billups and these other two brothers that they mentioned in this indictment was not at these poker games. They only sent people to the poker game. What was the whole point of them naming them and nobody else out the whole indictment? What was the whole point? The whole point is every time you hear something about a rigged poker game, the first thing you're going to think of is a black man.
Mhm.
That's it. The face of crime in America has always been us since we got here. The real true face of crime is the oppressor.
That's right.
The devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? You want to finish reading, so you want to go on to the next one?
We go on. I got another story.
Go ahead.
Another national breaking story. Of course, everybody heard about we've been all over the news. You can't avoid it, and it's directly impacting a lot of families on all fronts and all races in America right now.
Right.
This government shutdown. Share my screen here. And get this article real quick. Let me start a little bit here. CBS News reports. Let's get this. Federal food aid will not go out starting November 1st. And then government shutdown, Trump administration says. Now, you can, but before that, and this is supposed to be what do they call this time of the year? They say it's the most wonderful time. You know, that's what they say.
Right.
Look at them. These goddamn devils don't even care about their own people.
Right.
The number one recipient of food stamps are white Americans.
Yes.
All white Americans.
Yep.
They looking at black people like it's us, like all these goddamn Israelis is on it. They getting a bunch of government assistance on Section 8, on SNAP, acting like they the fruit of the earth.
Right.
Acting like they the salt of the earth.
$350 billion. What's that? $350 billion a year.
A year.
That's
Your money.
That's the weapons money, right? And then not only that, they get almost the same amount just as a welfare check.
Not only that, they get health care off of our dime, off of black people money. We can't even get a goddamn crumb.
Can't get good health care here.
Can't even get a crumb. And that's what the fight is in the right now. That's why they can't come up with an agreement, because that's one of the things.
Right.
But it's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Coming up.
What
People ain't gonna be able to eat.
Come on.
You better start saving that money now, boy, because it ain't gonna be there.
And listen, just like they want to make black folk the face of this crime family, this poker ring, this gambling ring, this sports betting ring, they want to make black athletes and black coaches, which should not be a part of it. They want to make them the forefront and the focus and the scapegoat of it all.
Right.
When in actuality, it's who? The oppressor, the devil, the slave master, the Italian, the Portuguese, the French. That's who it is. And who they gonna blame for the food stamp crisis? They're gonna blame. They're gonna point the finger at you.
Right.
It's all on Trump and the Republican Party, but not only are they blaming right now the Democratic Party for holding up the bill and holding up the government, they're going to blame Black people.
Right.
They're going to blame Hispanic people. Just wait for it. It's coming. Y'all think all this America is just all in. There are going to be clear lines of division. Poor whites versus poor Black people in general.
Right.
They're going to blame you. They're not even going to blame Trump. They're not going to blame nobody that actually has the power to change this. They're going to blame us.
You know what? Just why you on that? Just like when COVID hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They blamed it on Black people. Oh, they're getting too much assistance, right? All of those farmers that were suffering from COVID, the white farmers, they got paid. They got welfare checks. $500 million still out there for Black farmers that they haven't given. Now, COVID hit back in 2019.
Okay.
We in 2025 about to hit 2026, and Black farmers still haven't been compensated for COVID hitting back when COVID hit. You understand? But they still say we get the most. Matter of fact, the percentage of us, if I'm not mistaken, I think we get like 11% of all welfare. We get, it might not even be that much. It might be in single digits, but we don't hardly get as much as all of these other nations. And think about what the Ukrainians got when they came over here.
Think about it.
Think about that.
They put them up in hotels and everything.
Exactly. You understand?
Yeah, they like these goddamn devils think we getting everything when it's really their counterparts. They really they brother the Israelis,
right?
The Ukrainians and the other heathens, the Arab. And you at war with these goddamn. First of all, you're at war with these goddamn Arabs. They got when they shut down Afghanistan and they got on that goddamn plane. They got over into America. They were put them in hotels. Airbnbs.
Hey, listen.
Somebody say nothing about that. Go ahead.
The Palestinians getting money.
Right.
Listen, ain't nobody. Listen, when people don't get what they need to survive, they go out and protest. Right. This is the reason why we doing all these marches and things like this, because we don't get enough to survive. But you don't see the Ukrainians. You don't see the Palestinians.
Right.
You don't see all of these Africans coming from all of these African nations. You don't see none of these people coming from none of these other nations out there protesting because they not getting what they want. When other nations come over here, they get exactly what they want and what they need to survive. We are the people who are suffering in America. We are the people that get the least in America. But we're the face of everything negative in America. Sure. We're the face because they have to be justified of why we're not getting what we need. You understand? We have to be that face of everything negative. You ready to read that article? Let me pull it back up. All right. Okay. It says the U.S. Department of Agriculture has posted a notice on its website saying federal food aid will not go out on November the 1st, raising the stakes for families nationwide as the government shutdown drags on. Look, you go ahead.
Senator Johanna told you. Listen, you gotta stock up on supplies, stock up on this, stock up on that for months. Y'all want to tell me you're not a problem? Y'all got that mind.
Salakia, can I say something, sir?
Please.
It's been for years. January 6th, and he called World War III. He said World War III has started. Y'all better start stacking up. This has been since January 6th. That was back in when? That was what, 3 years ago?
Come on.
Listen, Commander General Yohana already called it. You understand? And we refuse to listen and understand that we listening to a prophet of the Most High. You understand? We called it back in January 6th when all them white people was climbing the wall, them walls that they should have built. That's what they were talking about. They should have built a wall around the Capitol, so they wouldn't be.
Matter of fact, was COVID after that or before that?
COVID was before that.
He was saying this around COVID stocked up.
Yeah,
And that this was coming.
yeah, yep.
Go ahead.
True, yeah. And you know what? You're right. He was saying that when COVID hit, because he knew we wasn't gonna get no assistance through COVID, which we didn't. As a matter of fact, sir, I ain't trying to get too far off of it, but you know, people who worked through that were supposed to got essential pay. I did not get essential pay. None of the people.
I don't know no black person that got sent anything and sent any type of like anybody that was still working. They were just getting regular pay.
And every one of those businesses that was still open, that was essential businesses, they got welfare checks to pay the people that were working for them through the COVID. We were supposed to got essential pay, but we didn't.
They got paid.
They got paid.
A lot of these companies, and a lot of these companies is getting sued because of it. They was getting subsidized to help the people, but keeping the money for themselves and still charging particular rates for housing and clothing and all these other things, keeping the money for themselves and not giving it to the people.
Right.
Go ahead.
The new notice comes after Trump's administration said it would not tap roughly $5 billion in contingency funds to keep the benefits through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
Meaning what? They don't give a damn.
Right.
They gonna make sure ICE get paid though. They gonna make sure Congress get paid.
Right.
All the people that they really give a damn about. But you a Tennessee worker and you got a family of 3. Listen, you're gonna have to muscle up.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to muscle up. You're gonna have to start doing ride share, start doing DoorDash.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it. First of all, you gotta keep doing your job and get another job. And not even get paid. That's slavery. Literally. And you want to tell me that he ain't the goddamn devil. Go ahead.
This is the reason why monarchies work, right? Democracy has never worked. And even back in ancient Greek and Roman times, right? This is the way democracies have always maintained, and this is the way they have always fought. You understand? The people in the Senate, they were the ones getting the money. The regular, what they call it, the regular constituents or the regular people of Rome, they were the people that suffered. And this is the reason why the people erupted and overran, and this is the reason why Rome fell. Well, this is the reason why America's falling right now, because everybody in Congress, everybody in the Senate, they could care less about their constituents. As long as their pockets stay lined, as long as their palms get greased, that's all they care about. You understand? And this is the reason why they can say, no, we can shut the government down, because they, like Cap said, they still get paid. There's a clause that they have by law that they have to get paid. Even if the government shuts down, Congress have to get paid. The Senate has to get paid. So all of your congressmen that's talking that crap, they still getting paid while you not. While your mother, your father, while your sister, your brother, your uncles, and your aunts getting laid off in the federal government, they still getting paid. They could care less about you. You understand? Let me get back to this article.
Real quick before that. That's why it's so important to come together as a family.
Right.
You understand? Times are going to get harder. And especially this, a lot of you so-called, a lot of these women out here that call themselves an independent woman, you're going to need your family. You're going to need that man back in the house.
Yeah.
You're going to need that family. You're going to need that family structure. You're going to need all that individualism is going to be out the window. We're going to need each other. Times are going to get harder. You say you got that goddamn Section 8 in that food stamp card, and you call yourself an independent woman. When the white man was your daddy, when the white man became your man. Now you take the food stamps away. Now people's going to start making some phone calls. Let's see. People going to start making phone calls.
You know what I mean?
Sisters.
You had sisters on Facebook last year talking about they not getting off of welfare. They not getting off of public assistance. They not getting off of what they call housing.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I wonder how they sitting there looking now.
Right.
Understand? And this is the problem with us as a people. We get so caught up in the oppressor taking care of us that we feel like that it's a come up. It's not a come up, it's a crutch. And as soon as you really lean and rely on that crutch, that's when the oppressor takes it away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he taking that crutch away. Hey, you had brothers upset that brothers was on lives and doing lives saying they glad that public assistance getting taken away. How can you be upset at something that's being taken away that's destroying us? How can you get upset about that?
We're gonna understand how important family and togetherness is,
Mm-hmm.
and taking care of each other is, because it's coming and it's going to get worse. This is just one of the first steps. What else government assistance they're going to cut off next? Housing, medical care. The government is shut down because the Republicans want to get rid of Obamacare. What's the other thing is called? Affordable care, right? Which is Obama. They're the same thing.
Right.
They want to get rid of it, so the price of health insurance is going to triple.
Yeah.
Your check is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and everything's going up. Rent's going up, food's going up. No thanks. Just push you into a corner, and it's like,
and your pay staying the same.
And your pay staying the same. Nothing's getting better. It's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Let's look at Salak, if I may, sir. Let's look at another branch, right? This is another branch to that tree. How about they got $50 billion that they taken to build immigration detention centers now? You understand? Because they know. Think about this: if you want to send them back or deport them back to their countries, you don't have to build the detention centers. $50 billion for detention centers. That's because you want to house them so you can have free labor. This is the whole thing behind it. They forcing you into a corner so that the illegals that come over here, now we got detention centers for them. And then the people who do illegal things, because you don't have the money, you don't have the help, you don't have the food, they can lock you up. And now everybody's locked up, and now everybody's free labor. That's the whole point behind it. You understand? This federal government shutdown, this is a test run. Mm-hmm. This is something that they're trying to see. Let's see. Listen, every war that happens, think about everything that they use in war. America, and I'm speaking of America, they do here in America first. Everything that they have done to any other country, they have done to us first. You understand? We are the petri dish that they test everything on. And if it works, then they go out there and they do it.
What do you think Germany learned from?
Exactly. That's what Hitler said.
Yeah.
Everything that he learned from America and what America did to us. You understand? And to be real, the thing that Hitler did was wrong, but Hitler didn't do half of what America has done to us. He didn't do half of what America, and America's still doing that to us to this day. You understand? So them food stamps being taken away and things like that, that's a good thing, because now you have to rely on your own people. Because I'll be damned, I know the oppressor is not going to help you, no matter who you living around. Those oppressors is nice now, but when push comes to shove, you're gonna be the last one they thinking about. They're gonna keep talking about this is one big, melting pot. Everybody got to get along. You're gonna see how everybody gonna be getting along once the rubber meets the road. You understand?
They're gonna cleave unto their own.
Exactly. Yeah. Bottom line. Oh, let me finish right there. Commonly referred to as SNAP, flowing into November. That program helps about 1 to 8 Americans buy groceries. Bottom line, the well has run dry. The USDA notice says at this time there will be no benefits issued November the 1st. We are approaching an inflection point for Senate Democrats. Hey, listen, today's the 27th, April 9th, 31st. That's 5 days away. So those checks that you're supposed to get at the beginning of the month.
Saturday.
Saturday?
Oh, it's Saturday's the 1st.
Woo!
Come on.
And think about this, right? We know how the stores look when them checks come out.
It's going to affect them too. It's going to affect these stores' bottom line. It's going to affect, there's going to be a shortage of the food banks. You know, that money puts money into the community. Puts money into the store, which puts money into Americans. Like they are so arrogant that they're destroying their own economy.
Listen, America will chop off its own head to oppress us and really believe they're gonna survive. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, we do nothing but survive, right? And this is the thing, right? Because once those, what they call it right here, those oppressors that sit right here, the average oppressor, once they start feeling the crunch,
Middle class.
they gonna go crazy. Middle class gonna go crazy. You know what I mean? And what we saw on January the 6th, that's just a prelude to what's going to really happen. The explosion that's going to happen. And what we need to do is just sit back and watch it happen, because at the end of the day, that middle class gonna understand where the problems are really stemming from. Because they're gonna realize that doing something to us really not gonna help them. You understand what I'm saying? They gonna deflect and throw their anger at who they supposed to. This is gonna be a second civil war. This second civil war is really what's gonna make America fall. You understand?
America is absolutely crumbling. It's absolutely crumbling. Right before y'all just understand. Let me get to this article. And they're going to blame you, black man. Go ahead.
Right. The administration blames Democrats who say,
we down here.
oh, wait a minute. Was we up there talking? I'm going to start back right there. The shutdown, which began on October the 1st, is the second longest. Oh, yeah, we didn't hit that. It's the second longest on record. While the Republican administration took steps leading up to the shutdown to ensure SNAP benefits were paid this month, the cutoff would expand the impact of the impasse to a wider swath of Americans. And some of those most in need, unless a political resolution is found in just a few days. The administration blames Democrats who say they will not agree to reopen the government until Republicans negotiate with them on extending expiring subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. And that's really most of us. That's a lot of us on that, but it's really
Medicare, Obamacare,
all of that, right? Republicans say Democrats must first agree to reopen the government before negotiations.
That's where we at. That's where we at. We like political pawns right now.
Yeah.
Political pawns in their hamster wheel of destruction. You understand? That's what's going on.
Hey, listen, this is incredible. You know what I mean? And like we said, right? This America is crumbling every time Trump goes up and makes a speech. America crumbles more and more. Now you got Russia, China, and Iran talking about, oh, we're gearing up. Matter of fact, Russia just successfully tested one of their new weapons. The test was not to see if the weapon worked, but the test was to let America know, if you make the wrong move, this is what's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Russia is ready. And think about it, right? America, just like you said, they'll cut off their head despite. You understand what I'm saying? Why would you go into war, even a cold war with China, understanding that in order for you to upgrade and make better nuclear weapons, you have to get rare elements from China. So you go into a war with the very people that you need. So when the war starts, you're gonna say, hold up. Can we get some of that rare elements so we can make sure we ensure nuclear weapons? China said they're not doing none of that. Mm-hmm. What do you think? And this is the arrogance of the oppressor. The arrogance of the oppressor that believed that he could really start a war with somebody that he needed and thought that they were still going to give him what he needs to go to war with them.
What we don't comprehend and understand, while America is falling,
right,
at the same time, all of this is happening.
Right.
We only see the turmoil, the political turmoil on this ground level, but we don't understand how it's related to the global tensions.
Right.
You understand the global geopolitical tensions that's going on, North Korea, you know what I'm saying, China, Taiwan, all these things that's going on. It's all tied into the end times.
Right.
The third world. That's what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to grasp and understand. Like, that's why these shows are so important. America on Fire with Commander Hannah. Across the line, we bringing out heavy topics to show you how everything in the world right now has biblical ties.
Right.
It has been prophesied. The rumors of wars. You understand? You got any more? Oh, my bad. I gotta get back to it. And I want to pull another story after this and closing after this.
Said the administration blames the Democrats who say they will not agree to reopen the government until Republicans negotiate with them on extending expiring subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. Republicans say Democrats must first agree to reopen the government before negotiations. You got to reopen the government first.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing, right? America in this instant right here sounds, all right, this part is talking about you got to reopen the government before we go into negotiations. Just sounds just like the same thing with the Israel and the Palestinian war. The Israelis say you got to send us back all of our hostages first before we do a ceasefire.
Yeah, they don't allow them.
And as soon as they send the hostages back, the Israelis go right back to war again. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, listen, these people have no integrity. We can't sit and believe that we're going to benefit or we're going to get anything from a reopening of a government. Just like Commander General Yohanna said before, we got to gather together. We got to start saving up. We got to start stocking. You understand? Because at the end of the day, we the ones gonna be losing out. Shalom, low price, bro. We the ones gonna be losing out. You understand? At the end of the day. So we have to prepare ourselves, just like it's always been said. When one kingdom falls, another kingdom will rise. When our oppressor falls, we are the ones that will be rising. You understand? You ready to hit that next article? Hey, what you think about that jewel heist?
Oh, that was very interesting.
Hey, listen, this is not nothing about the UPK, right? But I truly believe that was a setup. 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
7 minutes.
It could have possibly been something, somebody on the inside.
Yeah. I believe that too. You understand? $100 million in 7 minutes. In broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
You pour this up here.
Oh yeah, they got them joints too.
And we'll close on this one and then we get to the class.
They making Kim Jong-un look like he's a genius. The only one didn't get rid of his nuclear weapons. Look at him. We've been watching America.
Read that title.
North Korea tests hypersonic missile system. North Korea test fired 2 hypersonic missiles on Wednesday, prompting protests from U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, which described the test as unlawful and destabilizing.
Damn. Don't they got a right to defend themselves? I mean, damn. Can a country defend themselves? Can another country have a military? I mean, goddamn.
You know what that sound like?
Come on, yo.
That sound like after somebody saw that hypersonic missile, they got scared.
Mhm.
Okay. You understand? Because if you remember when Russia dropped that Oreshnik on Ukraine,
The Michael Nukes.
yeah, but it can carry a nuke. But they say this is not a nuclear weapon, but when it hit, it almost has the same effects
Okay.
as a nuclear weapon, which keeps it in warfare, in the warfare frame, and not outside into the nuclear realm.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's the Oreshnik.
Yeah.
The Oreshnik is one of the most destructible weapons that's been created so far, and it looks like North Korea has created something on the same lines or close to it.
And Iran got them. They said it was Hamas, but it's really Iran.
Right.
Got hypersonic missiles also.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Iran does have hypersonic missiles.
So,
It says state media Korean Central News Agency on Thursday reported North Korea Missile Administration launched 2 hypersonic missiles from Raikkopo District, Poyang municipality towards the northeast. The projectiles reportedly hit the target point on the tableland of Kwesang Peak in Orange County, North Hamgyong Province.
listen, man, they showing up. They showing face. What out there if you say don't pull the bombs out unless you're ready to shoot?
Yeah,
Bombs over Baghdad.
right.
You know what I mean?
And not only that, right? They usually they have it in a private area where it can't be viewed.
They on public display.
Yeah, they
They
display
showing face, yeah.
because that's like it's almost like you ever seen somebody when something happened, they pull a gun out and shoot it in the air, boom, and then everybody stop and be like, oh, that's what they doing. They letting you know like this was going to happen when everything hit. You understand what I'm saying? Not only that Oreshnik and this hypersonic missile, these is missiles that America, Israel, and none of these European nations have any kind of technology that can stop these missiles. You understand? A hypersonic and that Oreshnik, those they said they can't even stop that. You understand? So this thing that Kim Jong-un got, I believe it's on the same lines as that.
Yeah.
That what the same thing that Iran has and the same thing Russia has. And remember, they all standing and North Korea is with them. So it's not even a surprise that they got something like that anyway. Plus they was testing some stuff last year anyway. They was doing underground testing last year anyway. So it's just crazy. And they what's that? Is that a photo right there?
Okay.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Listen, all you see, it's so fast though. You got one clip of it in the screen and then it's in the dirt. And then you get the explosion.
We want to shut it down.
Okay.
All right, with that, anything in closing?
You got it, sir.
You understand? We in the anti-World War III is in the building. You understand? So we'll be back here next Monday, 6 p.m. to 7. On the One West News Desk, we are the Israelite School EPK, so One West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commander Jay Hanna. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in fact the true Jews of the Bible. Our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right. That's right.
Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're One West. They're One West. They're One West. They're